Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and before we get going, little reminder, all these guys are going to be at XRP Las Vegas, including Brad Garlinghouse, and you're not going to want to miss it this year. We're setting records every single day now on attendance. It's there's going to be thousands there, okay? It's going to be wild. Go to xrplasvegas.com. I think you can still get discounted tickets, discounted MGM grand rooms. I have the link in the description if you don't remember xrplasvegas.com. So the market is pretty flattish. Bitcoin's still up over 100. XRP at $3.07. This guy, Austin King, he says, and by the way, I think he's coming to XRP Las Vegas. He sold his company to Ripple a while back. He says the XRP army is probably the largest and strongest community in this entire industry. He would be correct about that. Hashtag zero doubt. Look at this. This is from the official cool guy of the Digital Asset Investor channel. It says the maxis can't get their heads around how on earth the XRP community day space turned out 25,000 attendees. That's because they're children. And the writing is right there on the wall. Here's one of the Bitcoin maxis, the Wolf of All Streets. The writing is on the wall for them. It's there clearly to see. It's just not in orange like Bitcoin. Ondo Finance, I told you about this in one of the last videos, but he's got some things in here. Ondo Finance brings $105 million tokenized U.S. Treasuries to the XRP ledger. They're bringing anyway, that's repetitive. Ondo's short-term U.S. government treasuries token to the XRP ledger to expand access for institutional investors backed by BlackRock's USD Institutional Digital Liquidity Fund. OUSG enables 24/7 minting and redemption of using Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin. The deployment, supported by seed investments from Ripple and Ondo Finance, is set to launch within 6 months, marking OUSG's expansion from Ethereum, Polygon, and Solana to XRP Ledger. The move highlights the growing trend of real-world asset tokenization, now a $3.5 billion market. They can stick their head in the sand all they want, folks, but it's right there in front of you. This is Nathan Allman. He's the CEO of Ondo Finance. Excited to partner with Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple team to bring OUSG to the XRP Ledger. Together, we're advancing American leadership in tokenization with a shared focus on compliance, liquidity, institutional-grade innovation. Wall Street 2.0, here we come, XRP. Isn't that what we've thought all along, folks? I remember many years ago when I first started talking about this, I was making the point. All these Bitcoin people that are talking about down with the government, down with the banks. The reason I was drawn to Ripple is because I was old enough to know that that's not going to happen. What's going to happen is you work with the regulators and the government, and the irony of the whole situation is that I believe Bitcoin and Ethereum were the ones in bed with Wall Street and with all the regulators and tried to turn Ripple on its head. That's what we've just went through. So now, there was a couple of clips I played yesterday of Brad Garlinghouse, but I wanted to play, I wasn't sure if I got these, so it's not going to hurt you to hear it again if you already heard it.
Was the different use cases between RLUSD and XRP. Maybe can you double click there and explain or summarize how do you see different individual use cases with one and the other?
Yeah. First of all, I think this is important to understand the difference because some misinformation, as again, back to the tribalism point, some people I think misinterpreted, our view. We remain completely committed to the XRP ecosystem for a whole bunch of reasons. It's an incredibly efficient blockchain, and obviously we own a lot of XRP. We are totally committed. as a reminder, XRP is the native token on the XRP ledger. It's required for gas, reserves, accounts ledger. But simply put, XRP is needed to use the XRP ledger. For Ripple and how we use it in our go-to-market as a cross-border payments, we use it as a bridge asset. It's very, very, very fast and nearly free for kind of per transaction basis. And we use it globally, and where currency conversions are less popular, if there's less liquidity, and that way it can complement a stable coin. So moving to the other side, Ripple has used stablecoins for years, and we were using Tether, we were using USDC, and as time went by, we kind of asked ourselves, well, given how we at one point we said publicly we were minting 20% of all USDC, and so we kind of asked ourselves, well, wait a minute, could we participate in this market? And I think, while we probably will still use other technologies at various points, I think we felt like there's a real role for us to play here. And look, stable coins are required for on-chain payments. And as more and more assets get tokenized on the XRP ledger, I think stable coins are going to be required. And that's partly evidenced even by the Ondo announcement from earlier today.
We have still a lot to.
Okay, so there's that. But then there was this one. I think this is the one where he talks about the strategic reserve.
A lot of countries, maybe not a lot, but some countries are talking about a strategic crypto reserve. And you being at the front line and talking to the president and the new administration about all crypto matters, what do you think about the strategic crypto reserve for the US, and how do you see that unfold?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you for asking. I could, humorously pretend I didn't even know this was a topic in the crypto land after this weekend's drama. But, look, I'll start by just saying that I have spoken directly with the president on some of these things. And it's very clear to me that the president is committed. He understands the value of these technologies. He wants to be the crypto president of the United States. And I think, one of their clear priorities is to undo some of the harmful things the prior administration was doing. You've already seen the kind of rescinding of what's called SAB 121, which is about banks being able to custody crypto. That's a very big deal. I think the momentum, is already there in week one, and I'm optimistic about what we're going to see ahead. On the strategic reserve question specifically, look, there's almost two questions to think about. One, does it make sense for the U.S. to have a strategic reserve around crypto? And I think that I'm going to leave to the politicians and our elected officials to make a decision on. If we want to maximize the likelihood of that, I think we want to have as much support for that. And by the way, this idea that somehow I was campaigning against a strategic reserve of crypto or even Bitcoin alone is just false. It's just patently false. Mm-hmm. I think if the U.S. decides to do this, let's maximize what it means for crypto at large. I think this administration, whatever you may think of their particular policies, they have demonstrated repeatedly they are America first. They want to put U.S. technologies first. They want to put U.S. companies first, particularly given how U.S. companies have been penalized over the last 4 years.
None more than Ripple.
I think they're signaling they want to help those companies. And so, look, it's frustrating to see the tribalism kind of come to the fore over this past weekend. I think if a crypto strategic reserve exists, I think it only makes sense to diversify beyond just one asset. But look, I have said, and as I tweeted yesterday, I think we should advocate, broadly for the industry. XRP is one of those, as it is inherently global, but there are obviously individual companies around the world that are building on the ledger using XRP, and I think that's frankly why we're having an event like today. So, the last thing I'll say about this is, it's interesting to me that a small country like Bhutan has already launched a crypto strategic reserve, and out of the gate, they created a basket. And that wasn't that to me. It's just like, yeah, that makes sense. If you want to diversify risk, any financial advisor would tell you, holding different, kind of a basket of assets is going to reduce risk and makes good sense. And again, from my point of view, if we want to maximize the likelihood of it passing through Congress and getting the president's support, I think it only makes sense to be aware of his politics and the things that he prioritizes. But hopefully we don't spend another round of fighting about that one. I hope my tweet yesterday kind of summarized.
Yeah, his adult tweet. Here's Dom from EZA. Had a blast speaking with Brad Garlinghouse and Joel Katz at XRP Community Day. Brad Garlinghouse in a direct conversation with Trump about XRP being U.S. strategic asset reserve. Ondo Finance bringing tokenized U.S. treasuries. Ripple now has 60 money transmitters licensed globally. Huge 140,000 developers have already learned about XRP Ledger via EZA, the Easy app. Over 155,000 people tuned in. That's pretty amazing. Now, we're on to Stuart Alderati. You know what? I'm going to do Stuart Alderati in the group, and I'll play you those two clips and I got some other stuff too. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Go to daixrp.com and we'll talk Stuart Alderati. Here we go.